So you can't find or afford incense or sage? I know something that you can afford. If there's a pine tree in your backyard, I guarantee there is hunks of this material called pitch or pine resin that is both a wonderful fuel starter and a great cleanse for the space. Enjoy. That being said, I'm sitting in meditation, and the message that came through is a quote from Abraham. She talks about, you gotta plug in before you do the work. And that kind of goes with all these tools and modalities, especially with, reading cards, or reading energy, manifesting. You gotta plug in the vacuum cleaner, Abraham says, before it's gonna work. Sure, you can make marks in the carpet and say, oh, look at all the work that person's doing, but if the vacuum cleaner isn't actually plugged in, then the carpet probably isn't very clean. I mean, it feels good to have done something, and in essence, but it's kind of an empty accomplishment. Today is June 13th, which makes today a 1 day. 6 and 4 is 10, and 1 is the One of Swords. So let's see where our reading goes today. We're going to start with Conscious Spirit. I hope everyone's having a nice, shiny day. It's been a little cool here in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Although it can be kind of cool this time of year. Tends to fluctuate between 60s and 70s. But I'm kind of like the 80s weather. We got the moon. We're coming up on a new moon here. If you didn't know. Cat chasing a fly again. I am in harmonious flow with the moon's energy in all phases of my life. And so the other message I've been getting, thanks to my cat who likes to chase flies, he chased a moth about this large into the house last night. We stepped out at night to do some grounding. So I'm an air sign, and I like to ground a lot. So I feel more in my body, more embodied with my energy. Anyways, he caught a moth, chased it inside, and when I came back inside, I saw him going after us, so I put it in a cup and put it back outside. This morning, that same moth was hanging out on the pavement, so I think maybe he was a little damaged or, shook up. And my cat had him again in his mouth. I was like, oh my God, stop it. I, pinched his jaws, and he makes them drop whatever's in their mouth. And then I moved the moth to a tree because I figured his wings were wet. All that being said, we were in a phase of transformation. And like a moth, whom are in a chrysalis during this time of transformation, and the fact that it came out while we went out to do grounding is telling me, yeah, I'm in the right place, but also that, yes, we should be grounding these crystalline vibrations that, are coming in from the central sun right now, from our sun, from the upgrades of the universe, the natural cycles that occurs at day's end. We're talking about day's end too, and rest. I find peace in nature and rest my body and mind in order to connect to spirit. The 3 cards. Present. Forest Frolic underneath from yesterday, same card as well as the present card. So reiterating need to be present and bring gratitude into our awareness of these cycles, which allows us to be in flow. I am grateful for everyone and everything in my life and the lessons each brings. I had an encounter with a few deer last week. One was just hanging under some bushes, trying to keep off the mosquitoes. Another, a yearling and her mother were Abraham Hicks cards. Yearling and his mother were helping, showing the new fawn around, which was the littlest and cutest fawn I've ever seen. But that fawn crossed the road like it was nothing, you know? So just a reminder to be in tune with that inner child, and that we are a guardian of Mother Earth and protect all who live on here. You know, we're not here as stewards. It's not our choice to say which ones get, I believe, you know, we get to say who gets eaten and who doesn't, or who's basically sacrificed for our pleasure and our benefit, when being a steward is about ensuring their survival as well as ours. We're all co-creators within a diverse universe, and that echoes the abundance. If you look out into the abundance that some people have, you know, sure, we could get jealous and, you know, slide down that hole, become ungrounded in that way. Just realize the root card under theirs reversed, which is interesting. But we can choose, or we can, you know, flip that on its head, realizing that we are co-creators within a diverse universe, and that when we see the abundance out there, that could either cause us to be jealous, or on the other end, is it a example of a reflection of the possibilities within you? Because if, you know, any other extension, human physical extension of source energy can do it, then why can't you? This life is always in motion, so I cannot be stuck. At the day's end, I find peace of nature, earth angel. Reaching for new solutions about reprieve and how we allow ourselves to rest and find that attunement with the inner child. You know, I myself have been through a lot of shadow work over the last 3 to 4 months, deeply trying to root through everything that kind of I can take responsibility for in the ending of my previous relationship of 13 years. And it was really tough at first, and I discovered a lot about myself, what I want and what I don't want, and who I am and who I am not. And then, yeah, I'm a vibrational being and I have a vibrational environment, and I am rediscovering the art of my natural well-being. It was art, something I gathered from one of my coaches too, you know, make your purpose your art. Make life a work of art. And it's funny because I felt that way when I was in school. I had these ideas like, you know, life is art. Life is a constant creation. Every day is a new day to put on that canvas and use the power of our mind and feelings. Confirmation with the rear stepping on his power out there with that truck. Go with these tarot cards. And the last card out here, I'm in the perfect position to get there from here. And that coming out under gratitude and the moon goddess. Asking us to recognize these flows and state the brand that is definitely going to change. Even if you're in the same like financial position, no 1 week to the month to the year is exactly the same as the year before, unless we continue to make the same choices. Because we are co-creators within a diverse universe. And the only control, if we must, we have in that is our vibrational frequency that we're giving to the universe. Every physical being on your planet is your partner in co-creation. We're all soulmates. You know, people are really hung up on like, where's my soulmate? Where's my soulmate? And you should know that you are your most fulfilling soulmate. The soul that you get to be with forever is yours. And the rest of everyone is a soulmate in an essence, whether we came here to chose to live and learn through contrast or through love. If you accept that and appreciate the diversity of beliefs and desires, everyone has free will, all you would have more expansive, satisfying, and fulfilling experiences. Being present with the idea that we're all co-creating, that the abundance that we see is a reflection of what's available to us when we allow it. I just looked under the deck, saw 3 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Pentacles came out reverse, asking us to no longer see ourselves as stuck caught up in our limitations, or focused on the past, focused on what perhaps has happened in other cycles, other seasons, to glean what we've learned from it and embody that with the Emperor, embody that with the knowledge and bring it into an earthly creation. We can keep an eye on the past, an eye on past feelings, in the sense that when they arise, now that we are grounded in our knowing of how things are built in the material realm, and then we can go within at the end of the day in order to offer gratitude with the 4 of Swords. Again, asking us to surrender in this time of Gemini season, high mental stimulation, for some probably more than enough, and know that these are all just vibrations that we're tuning into, rockets that we've launched in the past that we're catching up with or letting go of. Ace of Pentacles, the gift. The gift is that we are a vibrational being. We're being handed this gift, as I've discovered, even though over the last few months I was being asked to isolate with spirit. I at first felt isolated, even though it is a choice in a sense that my higher self and I knew it was the right time to withdraw and be with myself so I could establish my foundation. So we're being asked to be present with and acknowledge that well-being is natural and that the abundance flows free. The Moon card coming out from yesterday with memories of subterfuge and maybe people doing things behind our back, memories of lack, or feeling comfortable with less, choosing the low-hanging fruit. Don't settle for less. You deserve more than you think you do. Page of Swords. Learning to be new, learning to pick up the sword again, to reignite our ideas, to look at the world that's got schoolboy mentality. Three of Wands. Taking this new seated passion, this reawakening, if you will. And I myself have been through this is like my fifth awakening, if you will. So there's woke, and for me, woke is that third 3D. You're starting to see that, not everything's what it seemed. We're not quite waking up to the spiritual aspects of it, the connections between spirit and law of attraction. It's more of that stuck in conspiracy and victim mentality sort of place. And we've realized that those staffs that are no longer serving us, that path is going to be left behind as we grab onto this new day, this new dawn, and we embrace our inner child to acknowledge that we are vibrational beings in our vibrational environment. What else can we get here, Spirit? How is Spirit helping? What is the outcome and the time to come? What kind of outcome or advice? Queen of Wands, yes. Grab that wand like a strong bitch. Grab your cat. Know that you hold the seeds of knowledge with the sunflower and the lions, and you have the strength and the courage to take these gifts and come out of Nine of Wands, a place of feeling guarded, isolated, as well as walking away from feeling blocked, hurt by these old masculines, these King of Wands, the ones who only had but their wand to offer. And it's okay. We're supposed to be sexual beings too, and it's an honest mistake to fall in love with someone you have a mostly purely sexual connection with. But in the end, that left us, feeling blocked with the Two of Swords, cutting ourselves off from the gratitude and the cycles, which had led me and perhaps you to feeling weighed down by all these thoughts of like, well, how did I deserve this? What did I do? Because of empathic people who care, while we all judge other people and give people a hard time in our own brain, maybe out loud, most caring people judge themselves the most. And underlying, scarcity, Five of Pentacles, letting go, having gratitude for these cycles of scarcity and stuckness, feeling blocked off, because that's what's taught us to nurture our garden, to nurture the earth on which we're going to stand on, to feel safe and secure and grounded and powerful. We got all this yellow surrounding her, and she's wearing a yellow dress, standing in her power, personal connection to body, mind, and spirit, as well as her inner being and her vibrational being, like the star, so that we can get to a place of allowing love back into our life, where justice, the scales will be served for all of the compassion we gave ourselves and others, as well as forgiveness. I'm hearing it's okay to forgive, and it's especially okay to forgive yourself, as well as, King of Cups reversed, someone who maybe couldn't give us what we needed, and that's okay. Perhaps I read a quote today, like, we don't, how did it go? If you don't really feel connected to someone, then leave that person alone, because there's someone out there who's looking for that very person. It was just 2222 on the clock, and that's about new relationships. So we don't need to cry over spilt milk with the Five of Cups reversed. And we do have options, because life is always in motion and it cannot be stuck. And final card, the Eight of Wands, asking us to move forward with optimism, passion, and the Chariot. I'll give you this card too. And move forward. Or we're going to find ourselves, especially if we go back to these relationships, we're going to find ourselves overpouring again and pouring from an empty cup. I just say we did all of that and we didn't even go to the book yet. It's having so much fun out here. I really enjoy this, everyone. I hope you guys are enjoying these readings too. It's my passion to help the woke wake up. I'm going to take you from woke to awaken. And yes, there is a difference. June 13th, an independent journey toward mental freedom, breaking free of the cycles with gratitude. Doing your own thing today, autonomy, the number one, asks you to follow the sound of your intuitive genius as you trailblaze new ground. There's no need to seek out insight or the opinions of others, but instead turn inward for the answers. Four of Swords, Emperor, Three of Wands. What is your mind the most excited to explore? Yeah, discovering our passion. What are you good at? What do you like to do? And how can that serve others? As you decide, look out for clarity with the Ace of Swords, card of the day. Gemini season has a knack for stirring up new thoughts. And I'm getting the, like a spoon in a pot, stirring up new thoughts, new passions. That's that feeling in our gut when we get excited about something, when we get excited about a passion. I had this experience with an energy worker, which was a whole nother synchronicity in and of itself. I signed up for a workshop. It was like $180. Anyways, when it came to the day of the workshop, I was the only person that showed up. Everyone else I had to cancel for some reason or another. And so she said, well, this is a sign from God. This is a sign from Spirit. I'm going to work with just you today. And then I'm also going to, throw this in for free and let you do another workshop down the road, because I really feel like, this is meant to be. And that was just so amazing. And on top of it, during her session, when we were doing energy work and releasing, she was able to get that feeling churning in my solar plexus again, which I haven't been able to forget. And that's what I hope to do for all of you. So if you have in mind a clear, concise, but not fully realized idea, pursue it with wild enthusiasm. Be a beginner, Page of Swords. You don't have to have it figured all out. You don't have to have sealed the deal on the past. Just allow the past, the season to be the season. Don't waste time worrying about how the project or relationship will go. Simply get started. Vitality with the Sun reminds you not to take yourself so seriously. Why so serious? Yeah, that's why he says that and why that's important in Batman, because Batman in the whole Dark Knight of the Soul, Dark Knight of the Soul, he goes through that whole period of where he just wants revenge because his parents were murdered and taken from him right in front of his eyes. Similar, I had a vision which I later learned that my grandmother watched her mother pass away. And from what I saw, it was in a stairway. And, it's the synchronicities of how they work. And, why so serious is a reminder in that metaphor of the story of the Batman and the Joker to be able to come out of the seriousness and to pat ourselves on the back, give ourselves rest at day's end, and know that we're here to as guardians of Mother Earth and to protect all who live on her. And if you're doing any amount of this healing work, shadow work, 2828 on the clock, which is 11, 11, master numbers. Yeah. So it's good, it's good to go within, but it's also good to have fun and express our passions and to do it with abandon. By accessing a free-spirited side of your personality, like the Forest Frolic, the Maiden, you can break through old walls of fear and come up with a more inspired ideas than ever before. You're called to be a fearless innovator today, but no one knows to have a good time. But one who knows how to have a good time along the way. The Chariot and moving forward, and the Eight of Wands. I'm a vibrational being, allowing in love with the Six of Cups, not overpouring, building up foundations, all the things. We got the Temperance card poking out at me here too. Just tempering this experience. We don't have to figure it all out at once. And You have to figure it all out today. Just start. Today's mantra: I can pursue new ideas with childlike enthusiasm and joy. Love that. Once again, with the forest frolic and the maiden, the inner child. Today's journal prompt: what is my inner child most excited about doing? This is just fantastic. You know, I was like worried about switching things up and doing the readings after the cards. But I kind of like this. I think I like this better. I always drew the card before the readings, but I was reading the book before I relayed the cards, and yeah, I like this format better. Anyways, today's ritual: pull up a picture of you as a child. I've done this one. Bring this image into the sun and smile at it, even if it feels unnatural at first. Repeat the prayer: sunlight, please reveal... Oh, not this exact one. Please help reveal my authentic spirit. Oh. So I'd say you could combine that with like sun gazing. I think I brought this up before. And as you sun gaze, you stand out, you know, an offering your openness to abundance, Ace Cups, and say, thank you, sun, for filling with me the energy to be my fullest and freest self, my most authentic self. And you can repeat that as many times as it feels good, but also remember to plug in the vacuum cleaner before you try to use it. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, born today. Actors, designers, and twins. Kind of echoing Gemini season. The twins. How? Oh my gosh, the twins were twins. I didn't know that. You know, the Chariot card relates to the twins as well, with the twin lions, the light and the dark. The also the Chariot, the Magician. One of my guides is Thor, as well as Odin had Thor had a chariot with two goats that pulled it, as well as quite a few other, like, it's amazing how it all ties together. But that goes back to kind of that woke stage when we start to learn all these things. A little post-woke, I would say. This is where I would start people into recognizing how spirit is tied together in this way, that all these different religions and beliefs all have more in common than they do not in common. We as people have more in common than what separates us. And thus, you know, earth angels, guardians, our natural well-being, the abundance flows, 36 card, 33 on the timer. Reciprocation, going back through the memories that inform us what reciprocation means to us. You have to take ownership and leadership of tomorrow. For that to be possible, you have to strengthen your capacity and widen your vision as a global citizen. Ban Ki-moon, South Korean politician and 8th Secretary General for the United Nations. Yes. I just gave someone this advice in the coaching session earlier today. We were being coached, but someone asked, you know, I wake up and I'm anxious and, you know, I don't feel good, I'm tired, and I may suggest a way to negate this, 34 on the clock. You know, it's all about choices. So Abraham says where you've last left yourself, especially when we go to sleep, is where you're going to find yourself when you wake up. And so we have the choice, the 7 of Cups, to paint a picture of what those choices are going to look like the next day based on how we set our vibration the night before. I'm a vibrational being in a vibrational environment. You are, even at your physical expression of flesh, blood, and bone, a vibrational being. And everything you experience in your physical environment is vibrational. And it is only through your ability to translate vibration that you are able to understand your physical world at all. Yes, even our senses, it's all about vibration. What we see is interpreted frequencies, light frequencies that our eyes, through neurons and mirroring, like the moon and mirroring the abundance, our eyes use mirrors to flip the image, and then our brain, because what we actually see, your eyes take them in upside down and backwards, and your brain flips it around. Yeah, wrap your head around that. So your brain is constantly understanding that things are vibration and interpreting it, as well as our other senses like smell and taste and touch. We all understand that sound is vibrational and that our ears interpret it via our eardrum, 3636 on the clock. Meaning we're nearing completion here on this reading. Also with the 9, it's about that letting go of the walls and letting go of this container that we put ourselves in, that we're just physical. To have gratitude for everything that we've been through, because those vibrations have led up to the vibratory being that we are today. And the same can be said when you get like a diagnosis or an aura reading. Everything's being read, interpreted from the moment, the present moment of the abundance that we're allowing in ourselves to co-create in this vision, in this time, in this being. So I hope this finds you all on a fantastic altitude, 3737 on the clock. Complete this reading right here. And I just want to say thank you for your likes, shares, and subscribes. I really enjoy reading cards for y'all and tying all the pieces together. It's been fun and fantastic. And I love you. Take care. Bye.